We'll do. All right. What's up, fellas? It's the Beer League Beauties podcast. We got Haley Winn on here, sponsored by Gladiator Energy. If you haven't had one, go get one. We got Zach Smith on the podcast as well. Yeah, Zach, you want to introduce Haley?
Yes, we got Haley Winn here. Haley, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rochester, New York born, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Yeah, I got the EP up right now. You're 20 years old. You played Division I hockey at Clarkson University, and by her stats, she's a stud on the ice. USA hockey as well. Yeah, I think that pretty much clears it. USA U18, USA U18 again. And then is that the World Championships you played in for USA?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, hell of a resume, we'll say.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
First girl in the NHL.
Yeah, that was a dream when I was little, for sure.
Still do it. All right. So Haley, when did you grow up playing hockey? What age?
Pretty much as soon as I could walk, around like 2 or 3. My dad, I have 3 older brothers that all skate, so my dad built in outdoor rink in the backyard. So I kind of was just thrown on that as soon as I could walk with the little bucket, trying to chase it around the rink. So yeah, started young, looking up to my brothers, and kind of went off from there.
And what was it like watching your brother's YouTube vlogs and stuff?
It was awesome. I mean, it's cool that he got into that, and it's cool that he kind of just got to. He really got into it during COVID, so it was something to do every day. He got to. All 6 of us were home at the same time, which wasn't likely with us all grown up. So it was really cool to kind of get back into family stuff, and he got to do his vlogs, kind of videotape our training and what we do in a day. So it was awesome to see that for sure.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him. Me and
Yeah,
Zach.
Hey, me too.
he's awesome. I don't blame you.
Um, and so for your training as a younger hockey player, what was your routine? Like, what would you do on the ice?
Yeah, so I grew up playing boys hockey. So obviously, since I could skate until grade 9, I played boys pretty much with the same core group, and that I think that was huge for my development. Played with pretty much the same coach growing up until my last year of boys, and I started skating with Francois Mathot, who's been a big part of my journey, and he's who I train with every year in the summer. But I think, yeah, playing boys, like I said, was a huge part of my development, just speed and physicality. I played 1 year checking, which obviously is pretty small back in the day obviously in the boys game too. So that was big for me to learn. And then I went off to prep school in grade 9 to 12 at Bishop Kearney Selects, which is actually right in Rochester where I grew up, but still boarded there. So got the college experience, and it was an awesome 4 years. Couldn't ask for anything more. And that was huge in my development too. And my head coach there, Brent Hill, was huge for me. And then actually got to be on the bench when we won gold at the World Championship. So came full circle. It was pretty cool.
Wait.
Haley, my bad.
No,
Haley, I
you're
was gonna ask you, what was that process like going from Bishop Kearney Selects to Clarkson? And then tell me if I'm wrong here. Did you win the gold medal after your freshman year, or
Yeah.
was that okay? It was after.
Yep. Yeah. The transition, honestly, I don't want to say it was easy because obviously always change is hard, but um, prep school definitely prepared me a lot for college. We were super into fitness testing, conditioning. We did everything on and off the ice. I mean, my schedule in high school, I look back and I don't know how my body really went through it. We'd wake up at 5 a.m. to shoot pucks before school, get our stuff in, go to school, right to practice, workout, study hall, bed. So it was kind of jam packed, and it was very structured, which kind of got me prepared for college. And I was able to kind of hop right in and be up to speed, which was awesome. And just obviously lucky to be in that position.
Unbelievable. That's great. one question here. What does it feel like to have gold around your neck?
Uh, Honestly, it still doesn't feel real. Like I look back and I'm like I like can't believe I was on that team. Like obviously that's been my dream since I was little to be on the national team, and it just still it doesn't feel like real. Like it almost came so. It's been my dream for so long, so I was always looking to get there, and now that I'm finally here, it's like whoa, like that all happened kind of so fast, and still obviously think about it every day, and it's super surreal. And I have camp in a few weeks here, so just to think like that I got to play alongside those players, alongside some of those players, and hopefully can continue to do that. Is it was super surreal. It was awesome.
That's awesome. Braden?
All right. So when you won that gold medal, what was that championship game like? How were you feeling? What was the bench like? What were you on the ice when the clock was ticking down? How'd that unfold?
Yeah, obviously a very nerve-wracking game, but it was just super special. Like obviously being on a national team like that, you trust everyone on the ice, so it was super easy to honestly be on the ice when I was, just because I knew the 4 5 other girls on the ice were more than capable of making the right plays. So honestly, played more than I imagined. So had to be prepared for that. And I'm really strong in my faith. So I kind of just relied on that, leaned on that, and kind of let that take me, let God play through me. And I think just again relying on my teammates around me, and a lot of them have been in a situation like that before. So playing off there, if like they were so calm on the bench and on the ice, like they've all been in this situation before. So kind of just leaning on those veterans, and I wasn't on the ice, so we had like a 5-on-3. I think it was 4-3, and we had a 5-on-3. So I wasn't on the ice there, but it might have been tied 3-3. And we had a 5-on-3, and we scored like 2 goals on the power play. So I wasn't out there then, but then when we got the empty netter to make it 6-3, I mean, we knew it was like secure, and everyone was just jumping around on the bench. I mean, we had a fan section of probably it was just our family. It was captured on one camera screen, so it was just awesome seeing our families jump around, and it was so surreal. The energy was awesome.
That's electric.
Yeah. It's cool that you talk about Jesus and God with your faith and stuff. Takes that's brave of you to say that.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Uh, can we ask you what your favorite Bible verse is?
I like 1 Corinthians 10:13. It's whatever you do, do it all for the Lord.
Wow. Wait,
Nice.
look at this.
Oh, he's got it.
So whatever you do it all for the glory of God. That's my screensaver. I don't know if
I was gonna say I kind of remembered that.
that's funny.
That's so good.
That's the big man right there.
Exactly. Love it.
Awesome. And have you always been Christian your whole life?
Yeah, I have been. I went to my prep school is like a Catholic high school, but honestly didn't get like super into it till my later years in high school and like starting college. So still going learning a lot, and it's been awesome being surrounded by a lot of good people, strong in their faith here. So it's been great.
Um, so in my life, I'm pretty new to Christianity and all that. And my goalie on my hockey team, he was very religious, and we were having a conversation about God and hockey, and he said, "I'm only playing the game because of God." And my whole life, I've just been playing hockey just for myself. And once I started, I'm like, wow, I can play hockey through God, and I'm doing it to glorify Him. And that's when I found an enjoyment with hockey again. I started playing for God.
Oh,
And
exactly. You mentioned before kind of what was my drive, and like that's exactly it. I have this saying like I write on my arm before every game. It's like AO1 stands for audience of one, And it's like, yeah, that's who I'm playing for. Like, there's maybe a lot of fans and a lot of my teammates are relying on me, but at the end of the day, not really doing it for those around me. So I love that.
That's powerful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Zach, you want to ask a few questions, bud?
All right, Haley, I had a question just for to be fun.
Okay.
Who's the best sibling at hockey?
Oh man.
Oh, might start some wars.
Yeah, that's tough. That
You
is
don't
tough.
have to choose if that's too
No,
much.
it's like Ryan and I are super similar. Like when it comes to that stuff, like we are like super hard nosed, like love it, work hard. Not that my two other brothers aren't, but my two other ones, Casey and Tommy, that I feel like they had it come more naturally. Like they could do whatever they want, eat whatever they want. Their body was always perfect. Could just go out there and perform. But I don't know, my youngest, who's 3 years older than me still, is the only one still playing in college, and I guess he's the only one that's played in a national championship at the Division 3 level. But
Okay.
I don't know. Give them all props. They're all awesome. Looked up to them all. So
Gotcha. Oh, that's awesome. I was gonna ask you. You mentioned you're a strong believer in God. Would you say like I think you already touched base on this a little bit, but would you say that's like your main driver? And what other things drive you, if there are any?
yeah, for sure. And kind of like Brayden said, growing up, I wasn't super religious, and I just always loved the game so much, and that's what drove me and continues to drive me. Obviously, I have so much passion for it. It's never really working hard for me because I just love being at the rink. I could be there all day, so that's definitely my main drive. And also just like my parents and family, those around me, have supported me so much. It's like I feel like I owe them to kind of continue to drive and go after my dreams because of what they sacrificed for me. And um, yeah, like you said again with the religious thing, I think you can only let love and passion take you so far, and like doing it for yourself only takes you so far. So I think if I didn't kind of find my faith and stuff, I definitely don't think I'd be able to kind of push every day like I do and continue on the path I'm on.
Gotcha. No, that's great. I have a younger sister who plays hockey, and like she's the best. Like she plays at a Sacred Heart, not a NCAA D1 like you, obviously, but she loves hockey.
Yeah,
Um, like even when she had to make a tough decision, like to not play in college, she still wanted to play club. You know,
mhm,
so I mean, Braden too, like myself included, like the passion is definitely there in all of us. You know, so
that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, do you have any like weird rituals, superstitions, I guess?
Uh, I don't know if there's any super weird. I always walk to the rink. So like obviously Clarkson's a pretty tiny campus, so it's not too bad. It's probably like a 8 to 10 minute walk, which is fine. But the thing it gets pretty cold up here, so that gets a little tough sometimes. But always walk to the rink. There's not really anything out of the norm. Like roll out, take my stick, play a little soccer, but then I kind of go to the side, do my own stretches and stuff. And I'd say just like weird little things, like when we're doing our team warm up and stuff, like always have to be in the same spot, always kind of do the same thing at the end, some handshakes in there. But I don't think anything too out of the norm. I think for a hockey player, that's all pretty normal.
Yeah, definitely. Um, what about so let's talk uh college hockey here. What you scored 6 goals here. Your or your 7 goals your freshman year. Um, can you tell us about your favorite goal?
Uh, I think freshman year. So we played Sacred Heart first game actually my freshman year, and I got my first goal in my first game. It was in I think it was in like the third period, so it was later in the game, but that was super surreal. Just obviously getting to get a goal, get the monkey off my back early for sure. So it was fun, kind of. I mean, I've jumped to playing Division One at Clarkson for so long, so getting that first goal was super special. Um, I think last year St. Lawrence is our rival, so we played them at their rink. We were down like 2-1 with a minute left. We pulled the goalie and closed my eyes, rifled one from the point. Lucky enough to go in. That was pretty special too, just because it was in our rivals' rink and kind of got to take it to OT. So that was pretty cool too.
Sweet. How did that feel when you scored that first goal?
Oh, I mean, like I use the word. I get my brothers always make fun of me for using the word surreal so much, but I think that's just like such a good word to describe it because I mean, there's so much excitement and energy, and it's like all your teammates are so excited for you, and you have like a lot of expectation. Oh, for me, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself and expectations, like going into freshman year. So it was good to kind of live up to those expectations, but just kind of get started on the right foot. I think just started out strong, and hopefully get to continue that.
Nice. And one more question before Schmitty asks one. What do you guys get for gear?
Like off ice.
Yeah, off ice, on ice, like what what is it Bauer, CCM? What do you guys
Okay, yeah, we're a CCM school, so we get all I mean head to toe, like sticks, gloves, helmet, shins, everything like that. I'm not a huge like new gear person, but so I got new shins and elbow pads, shoulder pads all like my freshman year. Those will probably hold me out till senior year, but we're all CCM, but I have Bauer skates right now. Gonna try to transition to CCM, but I've been in Bauer my whole life. Haven't had a problem. So, but yeah, so we're CCM. So then we're Under Armour, like under gear. So we get obviously more than enough shirts, sweatshirt, shorts, pair of travel shoes, pair of workout shoes. We're pretty spoiled here for sure.
what
That's
uh what curve in flex?
I've had a P88 my whole life, so haven't changed it. Thinking about getting a little more curve on it, but P88 65 flex. Always, I used white tape when I was younger, but I switched to black a few years back and never went back. So black tape, wax,
UX.
UX. Yep, sponsor.
Shout out Ryan and UX.
Yeah. You.
That's awesome. Katie. I mean, not Katie, my bad. I don't know where that came from. Haley. Um, if you had to pick one moment throughout your entire hockey career, what would be the best moment you could think of?
Oh, I mean, obviously, like winning a gold medal is has to be up there, but I think like even just making the team and calling my parents, like that moment was super special. Like I think like my dad like teared up on the phone, and that was just crazy to kind of like obviously see my dreams come true in front of me. So I'll always remember that. Definitely like calling my parents right after the roster came out. That was super special. But yeah, I mean, can't get much better than winning gold, especially on Canada's home soil. That was pretty special. And uh obviously my first college game. They're all up there, but yeah, those are special ones.
Makes sense. I kind of had a thought that it could be, but just had to ask anyway.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Nice. Now I gotta ask you. I believe you're going to be a junior next year, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have, I mean, I think I already know the answer, but do you have any aspirations to play pro hockey after college?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I don't. There's a lot going on with the women's pro league right now with joining or buying out, whatever's going on. But I think I'm fortunate enough to be in a pretty good spot because I have obviously 2 more years. So hopefully
Mhm.
by the time I'm there, it's kind of more of a secure league and can hopefully do it for a living. But yeah, I'd love to obviously play hockey as long as I can, represent my country as long as I can, and uh, I don't know, don't really have a plan B, so just trying to ride with it, see where it takes me.
That's awesome.
Um, the rowdiest crowd you've been to in college hockey?
Oh, um, like I said, so our rivals is St. Lawrence. They're like 15 minutes up the road from us, so that's always pretty cool because we usually get a decent amount of fans of that one too. Other than the rivalry game, though, um, actually, when we played like Cornell gets a lot of fans for sure, and we like so we had a rough game against them when we played at home, and like they had a football game going on, and they still like packed the rink, which like women's hockey, we're starting to get more fans, but you don't see it at every rink you go to. But they definitely have a pretty big crowd. Yeah, that was good.
Dude, nice dude.
Minnie, you got any?
Best goal. I mean, you kind of mentioned another one earlier. I feel bad for asking questions that we might have
No,
already hit on, but best goal. Best goal.
um, yeah, what I can remember, probably that slew goal.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a few seconds left going, and took it to OT. That was pretty cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Any celly with that?
I was just like the heat of the moment. Like we had our goalie pulled, so everyone kind of just like I didn't even have time. There was just bodies
Gotcha.
already. But
Just like the hug,
yeah,
very kind of hug deal.
yeah, a
Gotcha.
little scream, a little hug. Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice.
Um, who on your team has the best celly?
Um, we're like not a well, I don't know. I think Nicole Gosling, number 21, she's my D partner sometimes. She just has like she's so nonchalant about it. She just kind of like throws her arm up in the air, but it's like it's just like acts like she does it every day. So it's it's one of my favorites.
Let's say.
Awesome. We had so I go to Southern Maine right now, and
Mhm.
we have this one girl on the girls team, and she's got the silkiest mitts. I swear she's probably got better mitts than any other guy on the team, and she knows how to celly. I see her celly in practice, and then geez, I think they were playing Norwich, and
Uh-huh.
they don't really get a big crowd either. Um, and so we had like the baseball team and the whole hockey team, and she pulled out a nasty move and sellied right to the student section. I was like, that's awesome.
That's awesome. That's like chills.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Hey, got some nasty cellies I've seen. Um, Haley. So I'm curious. Ryan, me and Braden talked a little bit before this. Braden talked a little bit to Ryan before this. What would you say? Like, what are some of those sacrifices that you started when you were young, like all the way through youth? Whether like stick handling, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think like when I was younger, we always had our net and our shooting pad in the driveway. So would always like do that, and then I'd play on a boys team, but then practice with the girls sometimes. So I'd have like double sessions, but I'd never even like think of it like I was just having fun. Like I was just skating twice every night, and it was awesome. And then at prep school is when I really like kind of learned what hard work was. My first U18 camp, there's like 3 steps to make it. There's like a 70 camp festival, and then you make the team. And I didn't make that first 70 camp my first year, and like that was obviously my goal, and I didn't make it, and that was one of the turning points I think for me that I realized like, whoa, like I need to get going, and that's when my huge routine started. So I'm a very big routine person. So like I said, like me and my roommate, we get up every morning, 5 a.m., shoot pucks, do stretch after, do abs, do whatever we needed to do, breakfast and so on, go on with our day. But that's when I really learned kind of hard work and like what it was gonna take. And my coach definitely helped me get to that level. But I ended up not making that camp, and then they usually take from 70 you make festival, and I was able to go to a national camp instead and skip 70 to make festival. So I ended up being where I wanted to be, but it was kind of a really good lesson for me that I still have a lot of work to do. So that was huge for me. And I don't know, I just think like I just have a drive. Like I'm obsessed with kind of getting better in every way, whether that's like the food I put in my body, the way I recover, obviously the way I train. It's just like that's something that like gets me excited every day to kind of put the proper food in my body and roll and stretch and do all these things. And I'm just lucky enough that I have the drive for it and love to do it every day, and it never gets old for me. So
Wow, that's incredible. Props to you. Like,
thank you.
um, I mean, every kid, I'm sure, can look up to you for that. That's good work.
Thank you.
It
Appreciate
makes
it.
sense for where you are, like it's traditions, it's sacrifice, so you do all the right things. That's awesome to hear.
Thank you.
Well, Haley, thank you for coming on this podcast. We enjoyed your story and your motivation. It was great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It was awesome.
Before you
Thank you.
go, before you go, do you have any advice for younger hockey players?
Yeah, I mean, always, I mean, as cliche as it sounds, just like enjoying every day, enjoying the present. It goes so fast. Like I can't believe I'm halfway done with college. Like I've always dreamt of being in college, and now I'm like so close to being done. So just enjoying every single day, every practice, every game. Like sometimes you'll want to get off the ice, but obviously there'll come a day when you'll do anything to kind of get back on the ice. So just enjoying the moment and making the most of it for sure.
That's great advice. Haley, thanks for coming
Um,
Guys, this was great. It was awesome.
on.
all right, we're gonna stop the recording here.